Hey, this is Life with Sean Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is part 7, but she says 6 of why she's suing Magic City. Let's watch the video.
Story time, part 6, okay, where we left off as I was telling you guys about the sexual harassment that I endured from one of my managers. And I was talking to you guys about how I filed the EEOC charge, okay? The one thing about the EEOC is you have to file a charge between 180 days after the last incident. So if something happened to you, you have 180 days to file. In some cases, they will extend it and give you 360 days, but you have to request that. So I filed my EEOC charge within 180 days of the last incident of sexual harassment, okay? And they gave me the right to sue immediately. After doing their investigation, after me turning in all of my proof, after them calling me a liar, after them saying, oh no, it was an Instagram poll, and me showing that no, it was a direct message and I never replied to it. And then they started making my time at Magic worse than what it already was. And that I couldn't go to my manager because my manager is telling me to go to Magic because they no longer want to help me because I'm not allowing them to grope all over me and say sexual explicit things to me anymore. Retaliation. Exactly. So pretty much we've went through the gist of the lawsuit. It was just, the details of them calling me crazy, the details of, them taking money. But this is what I pray. This is the end of it. This is what I want. That my claims be tried before a jury, that judgment be entered in my favor against the defendant, finding that this defendant violated 29 U.S. Code 206 minimum wage requirements as stated in counts 1 and 2 of this complaint. That judgment be entered in my favor against the defendant Paradise Entertainment Group, awarding me due but unpaid minimum wages and also additional equal amount as liquidated damages in the amount to be determined at trial as stated in counts 1 and 2. That judgment be entered in her favor against the defendant, awarding me an amount equivalent of the tips earned by defendants in the violation of FSLA. Pretty much saying that they pay me all the money that they allowed people to take back from me. They paid me all the house fee, or they paid me all the house fees, all the tip outs, everything that I ever spent working at that club. That was an illegal kickback. And that the judgment be entered in my favor against both defendants, finding that they determined my employment, or they terminated my employment in retaliation for my complaints of FSLA violations, and award me compensatory damage arising from defendants' unlawful retaliatory acts, including emotional damage, loss of income, and lost benefits amount to be determined at trial against defendants, and an amount to be determined. This pretty much just says, you guys, that I hope that a judge and a jury of my peers read everything, see all of my receipts, and understand that just because they don't know their laws, I know mine, and they violated all of them in every way they could, especially when it came to me. A lot of people don't know about the sexual harassment that I went through. A lot of people don't know that, the day that I stopped working there, they tried to erase me from the system. You see, they tried to lie on Twitter and say that I was crazy as fuck and never worked there, as if I didn't have thousands of videos all over my TikTok, or thousands of videos, or as if they didn't have this picture on their page promoting their hoodie. They really tried to make me seem like a big liar, as if anything I'm saying could not be true, even with me having the proof of it all. Even for them to go on Twitter and say she is crazy as fuck and never worked here, as if they didn't have a whole picture of me on their Instagram account promoting a Christmas hoodie because they asked me to be their brand ambassador, because they knew the value that I brought to that club. Not saying that it wasn't already a valuable club, it was. But when I went there, I took my customers that I've had for years, people that pull up and spend 60, 70, 80,000, 100,000 at a time. I brought my customers in there because my customers follow me wherever I go. So, you guys, I've been through a lot, and I understand why a lot of girls don't speak up, because a lot of girls are not strong enough to go through what I've went through, especially alone. But I have went through it alone. I'm at the end of the road, and now I'm going to leave it up to a judge and a jury of my peers to decide where they stand. But as of today, these people are still saying that I'm a liar. They're still saying, what do I get out of lying? What do I get out of lying? They act like I don't have proof. They act like they haven't seen all the receipts. And that shows you that some people will literally have a book of receipts on you and still lie to make you seem as if you're crazy. And that's my point, is that through this whole thing, I want to clear my name. I want people to know I'm not crazy. I just know my laws, and I know my rights, and I know my amendments. I know what people can and cannot do. Does that make me a bad person that I know my rights? No. That makes me an aware person. That makes me one of them ones, one of the few that actually care about how people treat them. And that's my biggest thing. So this lawsuit will be in the PACER system. My lawyer is going to send me a direct link. I'll send it to you guys so you guys can look at it. A lot of the blog pages have already pulled it up. You could probably see it on there as well. But at the end of the day, we are about to get into a lawsuit, and it probably will be long. It probably will be a process. But at the end of the day, I do not play about myself, and I will stand 10 toes down on business every time. And I feel like any other girl who's been subject to anything that I just read, I feel like, depending on who you are, if you ever need to talk to me, or if you need me to help you talk to some lawyers, you can call me. My intentions right now are just getting this club to take accountability for what they put me through and what they did. That's it. That's all. I loved magic before I started working there and realizing the things that they did behind closed doors. I have no intentions of trying to ruin this club. I have no intentions on trying to degrade or defame this club at all. I just want them to be accountable for what they did to me and pay for the money that they were taking from me. Am I one of many? Yes. I don't know. But at the end of this, I hope to just be heard, be understood, and make so many other women aware. You do not got to deal with that bullshit. You don't. Now, if you want to stick around and you enjoy dancing and you want to be there for 15, 20 years dealing with the same shit, and then as soon as your shelf life starts to approach, they start treating you like shit, be my guest. Me? No. I was only there for a year, and I knew what they were doing was wrong. It's time for a lot of you girls to smarten up. It really is. Instead of hating me for me doing it and me being able to smarten up about myself and come to surface with this. Anyways, guys. Bye, y'all.
The one thing I can commend her on is that she's standing for herself, and that she has her receipts, and that she's going for what she deserves, and that she's not letting people play with her. Now, what do y'all think about this whole series about Suing Magic Mike, or Magic City? Sorry. This is crazy, y'all. Put your comments in the comments below, your thoughts, and more videos on the way. This is Life with Shauna Bye.